This is Kayla with another episode of Are We Having Fun? We are doing our Wednesday episode as a bonus because Stephanie is hustling. All right. This is going to be a kind of short episode. It's just me this week, so I wanted to give you a little lowdown on what I've been going through and how we've been progressing in this podcast. So thank you all for listening. And go ahead and hit like or follow, whatever it is, and rate, review our podcast on Apple and Spotify so that we can keep making content for you because we are having so much fun. All right? That's the lowdown. We are having fun. All right. So we want to give you guys some stickers. We just made some really, really cute travel stickers, cocktail stickers, like a little mix pack for you. And Stephanie's going to be handing them out around Orlando to some of our listeners. I'm going to be handing them out around Minnesota to some of our listeners. So if you are in neither of those places, hit us up on Instagram or email us via our website so that we can send you some. We'll tell you how you can get some. And if you're in one of our areas, come find us. You can DM us or, just like stalk us. I'm just kidding. But we want to give you guys some stickers. We were doing a trial run. We bought this Cricut cutter for the podcast. And I've been designing some vinyl decals and now printing some stickers. I actually bought the wrong sticker paper, so it's not shiny. It's not glossy like I want them to be. It's not the final product. But the designs are hella cute. So find us and we will hand them out. All right. So what did you miss in the last week? Obviously, we've had no bonus episodes. It's been crazy for the both of us. Okay. So if I know how to speak this morning, it's like 8:30 for me. We have been working nonstop, basically. I've been trying to just get ahead of my bills, and I've been hustling with energy drink sales. I've been doing this energy drink called Aspire, and it has been so fun. Okay, I've been a little bit low key on Instagram because all I'm doing is standing in Sam's Club 4 or 5 times a week, and that's not really glamorous. Okay, to put it lightly, it's not glamorous to stand in Sam's Club and sell, but it's a really fun brand. It's not like the normal sampling, and we have this cute setup with a green tablecloth. Everything's so cute, and honestly it's been so fun. Just watching people get excited over a brand gets me excited and kind of the inspiration for this podcast, honestly. But I've been low-key on Instagram because I don't know if there's some shame involved with working in a grocery type of store or whatever you call Sam's Club. But it's 2022. We don't have time to shame ourselves, okay? So however you're out there making your money, be proud of your work because you're paying your bills or you're working towards something. You're feeding yourself, you're doing good for yourself. No matter what the work is, it might not be the most exciting thing, but it might not be your dream job, but you're still doing something for yourself. So, give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, I just said that. But that's how I feel about my job, It's honestly a sick-ass company to work with, so hopefully they're fine with me saying that. I'm just kidding. It's all chill. So I know Stephanie's doing the same. She's back in the office physically. So she is literally going in, doing insurance. And if you need car insurance or whatever, she is your girl. So hit her up if you're in Florida. And then she just leaves for her second job, She's providing these cocktails for us because of her second job where she's able to experiment and make new things. So she's just nonstop. And then she's going to the gym. I see her on Instagram going to the gym, 2 a.m., whenever she can after work. So she is killing it, dude. Like, she is working towards saving for a house and travel and gym. And this is what jobs can do for you. Like, don't be so mad about your job that you just, like, complain all the time. And I am speaking for myself because I love to complain. I love nothing more than complaining. But I also am gracious. So anyway, be gracious with me and Stephanie. So in the last week, I have some big news for you all. I have made some new friends. Okay, that might not be a big deal to you. Maybe you're in college. Friends are just handed to you in college. Like, you're forced to sit with people in class every single day. Eventually, you're going to meet some people you like, or you have this job at school or, like, outside of school that have, like, college friends in them. Like, you form this camaraderie. Oh, my gosh, form this camaraderie. But when you're an adult, when you leave college, you basically have people at work, or you have to have some kind of, like, hobby or something that's social. Or you're going to the bar every night. Or you're going to church, apparently. I mean, not apparently. I just don't go to church. But I know you can make friends there. It's like a community, whatever. So, anyway, the whole point is that you have a harder time making friends as an adult, especially when you're going through immense amount of growth and you're kind of like repurposing yourself and you're trying to figure out who you are in this new phase of life. Like, you're not just like in limbo between childhood and adulthood, which is what college feels like. You're actually having to do things for yourself, and you have to figure out like how you want to spend your life. Do you want to own your own company, or do you want to work corporate, or do you want to be a stay-at-home mom or dad? Like, you know, these are questions you got to ask yourself. So there's just a lot of change happening, and it's hard to meet people, especially when they're doing the same. Like, they're super busy. You just don't cross paths as easily. And maybe you don't want to just be at the bar every night. Like, we had that in college. We're kind of like over that. So if you work from home, or if you work by yourself, you don't make friends. That's the lowdown. Like, I don't really make friends because I don't encounter people that often. I encounter some Sam's Club employees that I'm now beginning to like converse with once in a while during my shift. But they could be in college. They could be 70 years old. You know, it's not necessarily like they're in the same phase of life as me. So I don't know. They're still acquaintances at this point. And I'm in a weird place because I work by myself, and then when I come home, I'm trying to make the podcast happen. So I'm just like not meeting people that are working for themselves, basically, and that are young and that are like creatives. I'm just like in a weird niche of life, I guess. And then we have Parker, who has his coworkers, and we've hung out with them, you know, but like those are his coworkers. So like you either hang out with your coworkers or you find friends somewhere else. So I tried the whole Bumble BFF, and it's just not the kind of work I am very interested in. Like, you gotta kind of like pursue them. If you're on like dating apps, you know, like people aren't gonna trust you up front. People aren't gonna be like their weird selves and be like, oh, I love SpongeBob and video games, because that might make me sound weird. You know, like you just don't, you have to like work up to it. And I honestly just like gave up on the app after one time. And I did like find another girl who was in her master's, But then she's, like, in school all the time, so, and she's, like, also Filipino, so, like, we had that in common. But also, like, I'm very loud, and she was very introverted, which is not a bad thing. Like, we got along really well, but we just don't always match up with our schedules and stuff like that, and whatever. So nothing really happened with Bumble BFF. Then Parker was utilizing Reddit. I feel like I need to utilize Instagram more because I'm on Instagram all the time. But I feel like most of my friends are like you guys. People through media, whether it's social media or podcasts, like, I'm talking to people online most of the time. It's just a weird world to live in, honestly. But we, like, found people on Reddit that wanted to go to a game night at a brewery, and that was super fun. But, like, they also were more quiet, and I was like, woo! It was like it was my birthday, actually. It was literally my birthday when I went to that brewery, and I did that flight with the chocolates. Loved that. And I was so hyped for trivia. I was, like, screaming because you hype me up. Like, you as in, like, brewery and, like, games and people, that gets me hyped. So, like, I need people that get hyped in social settings. And I feel like everybody that I've met that are like that are 2.5 hours away if I meet them in person. Basically, like, the Twin Cities. So, it just hasn't been, like, I haven't tried my hardest, but I just haven't wanted to because it just hasn't been the right. I'm still trying to figure out what the right settings for me are at this point. Like, it's not just, like, meeting friends when you're drunk at the bar anymore. Like, that's just not how, it's just not how life works anymore. Maybe you go out with friends to a bar and you, like, dance a little bit, but, like, going out there to meet people, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe, like, I have no problem going to the bar and playing darts and then getting some random people to play. So if you can help me help myself. What do you suggest with making friends as an adult, as a working professional, post-college, millennial, late 20s, whatever you want to call it, without being drunk all the time? Because that was the crowd that I was in right after college. Like, those were my friends that were late 20s, early 30s. It was just the bar scene. Anyway, we met actually Parker's student, because he's a flight instructor, and they happened to live, him and his wife happened to live in our building. So huge. We love the fact that we can hang out in our apartment. We have this sick apartment with cool amenities, and we just wish that we could open up other people. It's like they stick to themselves. They stick to their own friend groups. It's a very weird dynamic here in Minnesota where we live, because we're really used to people just talking and, like, being out there. But we finally, like, have someone that they came and knocked on the door to play cards for an hour. Just, like, like, casual, once in a while, like, when we're free, we, like, hit each other up for a little bit. That's incredible. If I was talking to Stephanie about this right now, it's so different for her because she and Mark have had these friends for years. And then maybe once in a while, like, a new person might join. But, like, their friends have been friends with them since childhood, or the second job that Stephanie has that she's had since college. And so it's like, they're like family at this point. They're not even friends. And I just don't have that. I just don't have anything like that over here. So it's really different for the two of us being adults. It's like we're complete opposites. It's so funny. This podcast is like yin and yang for us. Like, we are totally opposites, but also like similar at the same time. And that's why we're best friends. And we're across the country from each other, and it's hard. It's really hard being away from those friends that are so close to you and trying to make friends that, I don't know, fill the void, for lack of a better term, but like no one's ever going to fill the void. Wow, that's really depressing. So, big news though. We have people that we can actually hang out with casually. It's not like we have to get drunk. It's not like we have to like be 100,000% to make them seem like we're cool. Like, we can just be casual. So that is prime. Also, let's talk about the weather. Hey, how's the weather going for you? I'm just kidding. So because I'm in Minnesota, it's like full on winter still. And this week we actually just got out of a blizzard that lasted for 2 days. So it started on Sunday night. We were snowed in all of Monday. And then Tuesday kind of slowed down. Wow, look, I'm getting an accent when I talk about Minnesota. Slowed down. Just kidding. That was not good. So anyway, it was snowing for 2 days straight. It finally slowed down enough where I was like, I need to leave the house. Like, I need to get out of here. I feel trapped. We played pool. We played games. But, like, I really wanted to get these stickers done. So I had to go get some ink. I had to get some sticker paper. Parker really wanted Chipotle. So I made him drive us out. And then, lo and behold, we get stuck in the alley behind our house, behind our apartment, because it was 10 to 12 inches deep with snow. And I have snow tires, but I have a sedan. So, like, you can only do so much with that. So we're just stuck in the alley. We can't go forward. We can't go backward. We're just trying everything. We're trying to, like, rock up this, like, hill that the mound of snow created, and then rock back down, rock back up, and rock back down. Finally, we get out of this snow, and we back up all the way to the other side of the alley because it wasn't as deep. And we get out of the alley that way, but we, like, live on a hill. So even then, it was hard to get up the hill even with the snow tires. Then once we get into, like, the shopping area, it was fine. But, like, getting into parking lots, it was almost like that situation we had in the alley. So we could see cars, like, snowbanked. Is that the word? Like, they're just, like, stuck in the snow. Some of them abandoned their cars. Like, that's how serious this thing was. And they have this emergency snow route. Like, you better move your cars off the street so that they can plow, or else you, like, get towed or ticketed or whatever. So it's crazy. Like, where do you even move your car if you park on the street? But anyway, so now I hear snowplows going. Wow, I summoned them. But good. I'll be able to go to work today. So it was just crazy, though. And honestly, you might be thinking, especially if you're from Florida, you might be thinking, like, what the hell? Like, they actually drove out in a blizzard. But honestly, you kind of get used to it. And you're like, life goes on. Like, what am I going to do? Just not live? So you just go out and do things anyway. And it was, like, thrill-seeking. I don't know. There's a bunch of hills everywhere, and we had to, like, worry about our car going into the intersection, which is not the most positive thing, but, like, to us, it wasn't a big deal, honestly. Like, as long as the roads are plowed and the salt is put down, then we're just like, whatever, we can do anything. We have snow tires. We're invincible. And that's how people think about hurricanes or tornadoes or fires or earthquakes. Like, depending on where you live, you have your own natural disasters that you deal with, and you're just like, whatever, I'm used to it. And so it's just weird because we've changed. Like, we've gotten used to it in this short amount of time. Especially, too, we came from New York. It wasn't the warmest there in the winter. So you just, like, get used to it. You might be like, what the hell? But, like, put yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, go live somewhere else for a little bit, and you'll get to learn how to deal with like different lifestyles. That's what Minnesota is all about. It's really like a lesson learned on how to just deal with people that you would have never encountered and weather you would have never encountered. And then there's like a golden gate at the end, or gold at the end of the rainbow, whatever. And we're going to move to LA where it's sunny all the time and we have friends. So, and family. So it's all worth it. This is, wow. I didn't know this episode would be about being gracious when things aren't, the greatest. But I guess I'm feeling good right now. Is Mercury out of retrograde? I'm just kidding. We actually cut out a whole part of our episode where we were trying to figure out what that even means. So if somebody knows about astrology, please school us, because we talk about it wondering what it is and we have no idea. We don't understand it enough. But anyway, this was kind of like a shorter episode for all of you, just kind of catching you up and just hopefully giving you some positivity for the week and find something to be grateful for. This is Are We Having Fun? And like I said, go subscribe and rate and review us and find our contact info so that we can get you some stickers. And soon enough, once we work up to it, we are going to have some cool ass merch for you. But for now, we're putting all of the stuff on Etsy, so you can keep an eye out for that via our Instagram and our website, which you can find in the show notes. Okay, I will catch you next week when we get back with Stephanie, and we're going to have a fun guest for you all. Bye.